NC700X. I was looking around on YouTube and didn't really see any specific to the NC700X, so I thought I would make one. I've already lowered mine, but I thought I'd just go through it again to show everyone how it's done. First thing you want to do is get your bike, not trip on things. That's the first thing you want to do. Second thing you want to do is get your bike up on the center stand if you have one. If you don't have a center stand, just jack it up with a jack somehow. Get the rear wheel up off the ground. The reason I have this block underneath it is to bring it up a little higher to begin with, and that makes it a little easier. Since this thing is already lowered, it really is kind of a pain to do it without. In fact, I can't even do it without that block of wood under it. But at the standard height, it would be possible without that block of wood. Okay, these are the original dog bones. I just put them back on there to show you what you have to take off. And all you got to do is loosen these bolts up. There's a 14 millimeter bolt head on this side, and there's a 17 millimeter nut on the other side. So you just loosen those up. First, just take the nuts off on the on this side here. Pull those two nuts off, and then after you do that, you need to support the rear wheel. And I'll show you. Easiest way to do that is just get a scissor jack or something. I've got my old Toyota scissor jack here. Just put it up under the swing arm. I put this on it just so it wouldn't scratch it. And jacked it up to just get the weight off of it. And then once you have it like that, then you can pull those nuts off and get the bolts out.
Okay, now that you got those out, all you need to do is put the new ones in. So just take the bolt, put it back in through the new dog bone. Make sure see they've got these bushings in there, and they'll try to slide out the other side if you don't hold them in and push them just right. So hang on to it and push it through. Then you can put the other one on the opposite side. Just hang it on the bolt that you just put in. Okay, I'm on the right side of the bike now, and I'm just going to put a nut on here just so these don't fall off while I'm trying to get the other side attached here. Kind of a pain to do with one hand, but yeah, it's on there enough they won't fall off. Okay, so now this needs to line up, and as you can see, it doesn't, because these are a different length than the original one. So I need to raise the wheel up to make that fit, which makes sense since the bike's going to be lower. Raise it up a little bit until it looks like it is the right distance. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, that looks like about it right there. Okay, so now I'm on the other side. I'm on the left side of the bike, and I'm just gonna put this in here just like that. Hang it off there from the other side like that. And now I just need to put the nut on, tighten everything down. Get that on there. And that's all that there is to it. You just want to torque these down. I'll put the torque specs in the description below. This is for the NC700X. If you're on another bike, check your manual, see what your torque specs should be. And that's pretty much it for lowering the back.
Now I'm going to show you how to do the front. What you have to do is loosen these triple clamps. This is Allen wrench will fit this bolt here and the top clamps, one on each side. And then on the lower one, under here you've got hex bolts, one here, one there, and that looks like a 14 probably. So when you loosen these, you got to be careful that you don't just back them all the way off to where there's so much slack that the force will just go straight up in there and the front will drop. If you're worried about that, you can support the front of the bike. I like to put a jack under there just to make sure that the whole thing doesn't drop when I loosen those up. But you only need to loosen them enough so that you can move them in the triple clamp with your hand, and they don't need to be completely backed off. Okay, so what I did was I put a scissor jack just up under the exhaust pipe here, just to take it up, and so there isn't any pressure on the front wheel. Like I said, there's not a lot of weight on under here, so this is not going to hurt anything. So once you get it supported under there, so it's not going to drop, you can just loosen those clamps up. Okay, something I'll sometimes do is use a little socket wrench. This is a 10 millimeter as just a leverage device, and there's not a lot of room down in here, so it looks like I'll just use the socket alone, and I'll put that over the end of the Allen wrench and just use that as a handle when I pull up on this. And there it goes. I leave a little bit of tension on it because I don't want, like I said, I don't want it too loose. I don't want it to be flopping all over. I want to be able to move this to exactly where I want it and then leave it, and then do the other one, so then I can just come back and retighten everything. Okay, on the lower clamp, if you just rotate the handlebars all the way to the left, or whatever side you're on, it gives you easy access to that bolt, and it's a 14 millimeter, as I said, and it's on there pretty good. So I use again another leverage device, another socket with a small extension on it, and that way it'll give me some leverage when I pull on this. Okay, that's pretty loose. Yeah, and I can spin that fork now, so now I know I can move it by hand. See, I can pull it down, push it up, put it right where I want it, and I keep this right at about an inch up. Like I said originally, it's almost flush with the triple tree clamp there. Keep this right at about an inch. So I'll raise this up. Right about there is good. And it's just a matter of tightening it back down again. Just get it snug at first, and then I'll put my torque wrench on it to get the proper torque. Now this one, and the top one, I'll tighten it back down. I don't have an Allen adjustment, or sorry, an Allen attachment for my torque wrench. So I'm just going to guesstimate what this is. I'm just going to make sure it's good and tight, but not over tight. All right, that's it. You do the same thing on the other side and you're done.